guys? Hope you all are well. I'm doing well, doing good, doing fantastic. Good rise and good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it'll be when you're watching this. So, it is now 6, 7 months later, and first off, I'll tell you, I was set on growing from the ground, putting the seeds in the ground. You can do that, but this soil is too compact. And the way my watering system was, it just wasn't working. Because at first I was thinking, okay, I'll get a soaker hose, so I don't have to stand over and spray and water it that way. It's just for me it would be easier, but when I was looking at how long I would need it to be, and the feet, the hose would have been like over $100, and I'm like, I don't want to spend any more money because I put in a lot of money already, for putting, from the fence to the seeds to, tilling. It was just, that was it. So this is the update. I just went straight into it. This is the update. So that was a bit of my mistake because I was set on growing it from the ground. Now only three things I planted in here grew from the ground. My purple tomatillo plant and the 2 marigolds. And I planted marigolds all around, but specifically these 2 closest to me on each end came through, but came through pretty late, about July, August they came through. But I also planted marigolds in pots as well later on. So when I noticed that, all my herbs, because what I did was I put my food items in the ground and they didn't come up. I put lilies as well in the middle. So the plan was aesthetic, because I was going for aesthetic as well. But I put everything in the ground, and I was, I knew, usually people start from pots, but I was just like, I don't want to do that. I want to put it in the ground. I want to do it my way. And, realizing and being told and just looking at how compact the soil was, that was not a good idea. And the soil has to constantly be raked when you till it. So my herbs came up that I put in the pots. And then after that, I started putting my food items in the pots. My summer squash, my zucchini. I think I did eggplant as well. I think that's my eggplant right there. Watermelon. And then I had my jalapenos came up. Those I had in the pot as well. So my food items, I put them in the pot as well. So yeah, this is the update. I had to get it going. I had to get it going. I had to, not every, location wise is different. If you learn about the soil, then maybe you know what to do. But I was trying to do what I saw being done on the continent here, and that's just not going to work for the soil, And so I put the food items in the pots. Now, on to maintenance. You want to keep the soil moist, period. But especially when you have your seeds in the pots and they're growing, they're just seeds or seedlings, you want to make sure you're keeping it moist so it can, it'll grow. So that's one thing. And of course you want to water. Now this tomatillo plant was so big, but there was a really crazy storm and it knocked over. I also have the actual ring for the tomato plant, so you can get those to actually help them stand, because once the tomatoes start coming, they get heavy and you don't want the plant to fall over and break, you know? So you want to help the plant to stand up. So you take the twist ties and you can use a stick, or you can just tie parts of the plant to the actual cone. So it's circular. I don't think I have another one. It's circular, and then there's like 3 lines, or maybe, I think it's 3. It's like a cylinder. Kind of like a cylinder, but not really. It's circular, and then you have the 3 lines, and then you have the ends that can literally go in the soil, and you just put your foot into it and press it down. So I have another one right there. That's a tomato plant. I ended up getting 2 free plants. I was going somewhere for work, and they had these people from a farm. They're giving away free plants. I was like, oh yeah. So I got Ace tomatoes, and I don't remember the peppers I got, because I had the labels and then they just got lost. So I have a ring stand around that as well, and I just tie to help it stand up. But this plant right here was so big. It was just flourishing so well, and that I put the seeds in the ground. I did not, I did not start that from the pot. That one I started from the ground, and it was just coming up so beautifully and so well. So yeah, now on to maintenance. Now the summer squash and the zucchini draw insects. Speaking of insects, there's one flying on the camera. They draw insects that can, they bite into the plants, and they can also negatively affect the surrounding plants as well. So I created a solution, but like an insecticide solution with vegetable cooking oil, soap and water, mixed it up, and I was spraying it till I got my neem oil. That was my alternative till I got my neem oil. And then once I got the neem oil, I added the neem oil in the solution I made, and I spray all the plants. So yeah. Now as far as the summer squash is taking over. It's like it was blocking my kale. It's coming into the eggplant, I believe. Yeah, I gotta check what that is. It's coming into my jalapenos. It's just really taking over, and I didn't anticipate that. And I didn't anticipate that at all. So I may have needed to put maybe then the summer squash in the middle, and then border the plants. But now it's just like I gotta realizing I may have needed more space for all that I planted. So yeah, so it's a lot. Now that I'm thinking about everything that's in here, and then how the summer squash is just growing so big, and then the tomatillo plant is just coming over. So yeah. And I have my basil in the back, my Genovese basil. The birds, they were going in. Like I came out and I was like, what can I use for the birds? And I was like, maybe I can use neem oil. But I didn't even look it up. It was just a lot going on and trying to maintain the garden as well. I was just like, you know what? I had put, I saw this a long time ago. I had bought a bowl, and I put water in it, I put rocks in it, and I put it near the basil. So they would just go to the water instead of the basil. that didn't really work. But that Genovese basil grew so beautifully. And let me tell you, that basil, that gotta be part of the cannabis family because that it be giving tree, it be giving dank, it be giving weed off smell. And then if you put too much in your food, it's like, whoa. So just letting you know, I really like the Genovese basil though. It's as far as aromatherapy wise, it'd be great for you to use. It smells amazing. I have the soft basil as well. I'm not sure the exact name, but it's the soft basil. It's not the Genovese. So I have that in the bag. That's done. I've already harvested what I'm gonna harvest, and yeah, that's done. I think I don't know what happened, but when I went on vacation, yeah, it was pretty much done. So I one thing I will say, once it starts flowering like that at the top, I would harvest it. I will harvest it. The sun may have burned it up, you know, that's another thing. But it was raining a lot when I was gone, so that probably couldn't have been it. Yeah, that couldn't have been it. Could have been the birds. Yeah, I will harvest it. Once it starts flowering, harvest it, pack it in tight, seal the packaging so it's airtight, no moisture can get in. And do what you do with it, save it, sell it, whatever. But I had one, two, one, like four actual sprouting plants, and of course you getting from the sides as well, coming up from the sides. So yeah. My watermelon is coming up pretty late. It was coming up as far as like sprouting through the pots in the summer when I planted it in the pots, but it hasn't came through yet. And it's September, so also